Hey boys and girls, it's Miss McGowan. In phonics today, we are going to continue to talk about consonant blends. If you remember, the alphabet is made up of letters. Some of those letters are vowels and some of those letters are consonants. Let's go over our vowels again. A, E, I, O, and U. So if these are vowels, all the other letters in the alphabet are consonants. And if you remember, a consonant blend is when we take one letter and another letter and we kind of smush those sounds together to make one quick sound. So we've talked about beginning consonant blends where they start at the beginning, like CL. Like, let's just take this word, club. Remember, you can, when you break apart this word, you can hear each individual sound, k, l, b. But whenever you read it, you blend these two letters fast together. So we say club, club. Okay? So we're blending those together. So for the past couple of weeks, we've talked about beginning consonant blends where they come at the beginning of the word. But this week and next week, we are going to talk about final consonant blends or ending consonant blends. It's the same thing. Final and ending mean the same thing. It comes at the end of the word. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you 3 words. And I want you to listen to the ends of those words, okay? And I want you to think, what do you hear the same at the end of each of those words? Okay, you ready? Crust, must, just. One more time. Crust, must, just. What do you hear at the end of those words? I hope you hear st, st. How do you think we would spell st? Well, let's unblend the word. Let's unblend the word must. St. Must. So how do you think we would spell st? Well, when I break it apart into its individual sounds, I hear st. I hear an S and I hear a T. That says st. And we've already learned about ST before. It says st, like at the beginning of a word, like this word, stop. But now this consonant blend is going to come at the ends of a word. So let's spell the word must. Must. It comes at the very end of the word, must. So what I want you to do is I want you to write ST on a card or a Post-it note or a scrap piece of paper because we're going to use these like we've been doing, okay? So write this real quick. Okay, so now what we're going to do, you should have ST written on a card. Now we're going to talk about one more final consonant blend. Okay, so I'm going to read you 3 more words and I want you to listen to the ending of them, all right? Lump, bump, dump. One more time. Lump, bump, dump. What do you hear at the end of each of those words? I hear mp, mp. So how do you think we would spell mp? Mp. Well, let's break apart one of the words to try and figure it out, okay? Let's break apart the word bump. Mp, bump. How do you think we would spell mp at the end? Well, I hear a and I hear a p. P. I'm going to move this right over here. So, mp. So let's try and just spell out the word bump, okay? B, bump, b, bump. But remember, we don't want to read it like that. We want to blend these together. So we want to say bump, bump. We want to blend these two consonants together to make a quick sound. Bump, bump. So I want you to write MP on another card. So these are our two final consonant blend sounds that we have learned about today. St and mp. So write this down on a card. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to call out some words, and you are going to listen to the end of those words, and you're going to think you're going to try and listen to hear if you hear st or mp at the end of those words, okay? If you do, so if you hear a word that has st at the end, you raise the ST card, okay? If you hear a word that has mp at the end, raise your MP card, okay? So that we're listening for the sounds. That's all we're doing. All right. First word, rust, rust. What do you think ends with that word, rust? Which blend? It's going to be ST, rust. So ST. Okay, let's keep going. What about the word dust, dust? Which consonant blend do you think it would be? It's going to be ST again. Dust. All right, what about the word crust? Crust. Which consonant blend do you hear at the end of crust? I hear ST again. But this word's got a beginning consonant blend too. Crust. All right, what about the word stump? Stump. What do you hear at the end of that word? Which blend? Stump. Now don't get confused, guys. Listen, I'm asking the end. What do you hear at the end of the word? Not the beginning, okay? The end of the word. Stump. Stump. Which consonant blend do you hear at the end of the word stump? It's going to be MP. 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 Stump. All right, what about the word trust? Trust. Which blend do you hear at the end of the word trust? I hear ST. St. All right, what about the word jump? Jump. What blend do you hear at the end of the word jump? Jump. I hear MP. So MP is at the end of the word jump. What about the word best? Best. ST is at the end of the word best. What about the word must? Must. Which consonant blend do you hear at the end of the word must? Must. I hear ST again. Must. What about the word clump? Clump. What do you hear at the end of the word clump? I hear MP. Clump. All right, couple more words. Lump. Lump. What do you hear at the end of the word lump? MP. MP's at the end of the word lump. All right, last word. Dump. Dump. What do you hear at the end of the word dump? I hear dump. So it's MP. So let's read a couple of these words, okay? So we've talked about the sound, so now let's read a couple of them. All right, so I'm going to write out a word, and I'm going to help you read it. You're going to help me read it. All right. Ready? Let's push the sounds up. S, t. So we're going to blend these two together quick. Ready? St. Rust. Rust. All right, let's do another one. Let's do this word. All right, we're going to blend this together. But before we blend it, let's do each individual sound. D, s, t. All right, now let's blend this consonant blend. D, st, dust. Okay, let's do this one. I'm going to change my consonant blend. It's not going to be st anymore. Let's look at MP. Let's look at each individual sound. J, m, p. Okay, now let's blend these two together. Ready? J, m. Now let's read the whole word. Jump, jump. Let's read this word. All right, you ready? Each individual sound first. M, p. All right, now let's blend these consonants together at the end. Ready? M, lump, lump. All right. Good job today, guys. So remember, our two final blends, our ending blends that we learned today are st and m. Good job.